Hello and welcome to the Profitable Coach podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Rich, head coach at Transformation Academy. From seasoned experts sharing their hard-earned wisdom to rising stars navigating their journey, every episode uncovers the stories, strategies, and lessons behind what it takes to create massive impact and income as a coach. This show is brought to you by Transformation Academy and the Impact Coaching Collective. If you're ready to be inspired, take action, and build the coaching business of your dreams, well, then you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Profitable Coach podcast. This is episode number 82 with Jeff Gallagher, and I'm super excited to share Jeff's story with you because Jeff is a longtime entrepreneur who created his CBD business from a personal need. He saw a gap in the market for a product that literally changed his life. And he went on to create a really successful cannabis-based business. One of my personal relationships was employed by him. This is how we're connected. And it's just such a cool trajectory to see that he's been on over the past decade, closing that down, finding coaching, joining the entrepreneur organization, and really up-leveling his life in so many ways. So I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to share Jeff's story with you today. And if there's anything that you want more information about, head over to theprofitablecoach.com/082 to get more information and to get connected with Jeff. He's a great guy. So without further ado, please welcome Jeff Gallagher. Welcome back to the Profitable Coach podcast. I am stoked to have my friend Jeff Gallagher joining me today. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I love this conversation because I kind of have no idea where it's going to go. Last time Jeff and I were connected, he was manufacturing products for an e-commerce business. And my former partner and him were doing a bunch of business together. And it was just like a really exciting time many, many years ago. And now you've transitioned into coaching and you closed some of those doors. So kind of catch me up on the past 10 years. What have I missed?
Oh, well, it all imploded during COVID. Right prior to COVID, I pushed all my chips in the middle of the table. We got novel food certified. We were heading to Europe. And I also had some markets in Asia that we were open to my opportunities. So I was heading to Asia too. And in 2020, we were opening up franchises. So we were doing three things simultaneously. I had prepared for all of it. We launched our model store, I guess. There was a name for it anyway, for our franchise. And in September of 19. So we had our grand opening we were going to have the grand opening in the spring of 20, but spring of 20, everybody sat at home with their watching Netflix. So,
oh my gosh.
And it all went downhill from there. You know, it was a good time not to be in retail, but I was in retail. I was in retail. It was also a good time not to be in small mom and pop. I was in small mom and pop. So it was a double whammy. And then I had 2 FDA recalls happen 30 days into COVID. So thank you, packaging manufacturer.
Do you want to share what industry you were in? Don't feel like you have to.
Oh, it's all CBD based, and I don't know if your audience. So hemp found me. I would have never got into the cannabis space at all. Did enough of that in high school. Fast forward, widowed in my 20s, started having severe panic attacks. Found something that helped me. I started selling it. It changed my life. It took off. Built an amazing team. Had amazing partnerships with a whole bunch of great humans. Pushed all my chips on the table in 18, and then in 19 to launch for 20. And we all know what happened in 20. So learned a lot. Learn that I don't want to have the responsibility of 40 mouths to feed again. It was 40 going to 100, and I miss it, but I don't. I guess I don't know how to. I'm hoping everybody's having a great life. It's surreal when you have team members get married and have families and just do all these weird things, buy houses. And then it all crumbles down around you, you know. It's surreal.
Yeah. So one of the things that I'm noticing from our conversation and from a lot of the conversations I've had with my clients inside of the Transformation Academy world is like, oftentimes coaching finds us when we are either at rock bottom or we're like crawling out of one. And so I'd love to hear how you fell into coaching. Like why that pivot?
So all that stuff happened. Call me burnout, maybe. I raised my hands up, I threw it all in, and I said, "There's got to be a better way." And I decided to claw my way out of it and systematize and make my life simpler on the way up again, I guess, or at least to being able to breathe. And I'm like, well, how can I help other people? Because if I went through this, there's got to be others. And this is like
Yeah.
my fourth time I've rebuilt myself. So from embezzlement, I've had lawsuits, I've had it all. So partner, more than one partner embezzle, that was great. So but it happens. If you don't take any risk, you don't have any reward in business. So I've been through a lot, and if I can share my experience and help people prevent that in their own adventure, then fantastic. And if they're stuck,
Yeah.
like my biggest thing is I help people that are stuck and burnout decide one of two options. Either they got to find their passion again, because more than likely they've drifted from their original mission in business and it isn't filling their cup anymore, so they're just chasing their own tail and putting out fires every day. Or they built
Yeah.
themselves a very low paying job and they need to either close it or sell it. So they have to make that decision for themselves, and I'm really good at helping people do that. So
Mm.
I've noticed that I started doing it I'll call it for free, because people would come to me and I'm like, I think I got a knack for this. And that's really how it all, that's how really how I got in. I started thinking about coaching. Um,
Yeah, and this is what I see for a lot of the people that I coach. The audience is primarily new coaches, in case you didn't know that, Jeff. And so I wanna guide this conversation in a way that really serves them to see like
sure.
what is the path to having this passion, realizing, hey, I'm probably already doing this for free with my friends and family anyway. How do I start to monetize that? So what was like some of the initial steps you took to monetize your natural gifts?
Well, as soon as I realized that it worked for other people, but most of the time they wouldn't listen to my advice, so then I decided to start charging for it. And guess what? The minute I started charging for it, they actually started implementing their own advice that we'd worked through. And voila, it worked. It was amazing. So, and then I
Yeah.
realized if I charged even more, I got a better caliber client. They didn't whine as
Mm.
much. And at the same time, they paid attention because they paid me. So, and I
Mm.
don't mean that in a bad way, but people pay attention. Money follows attention, or attention follows money. And as business owners, we don't like to have it just disappear for nothing. So,
Yeah. So they
free coffee with
value.
friend, yeah, free coffee with friends. I could give you the same advice or charge you 10K, and guess what? You're gonna do everything I said at 10K. You're probably gonna go, "That was a cool idea, Jeff," at free coffee.
It's so true. I was telling a friend just this morning that someone else in my life kept asking me for sales advice, asking me for sales advice. And then I gave him a free copy of the first two chapters of my book. Hey, did you read it? Hey, did you read it? Hey, did you read it? No, I'm like, it literally answers the questions that you've been asking me. It's like, okay, because what is free, we often don't value.
It's very true.
So,
I
what were
mean,
some shifts that you had to make internally to be comfortable raising your prices continuously?
um, well, I learned the lesson in my IT business. So after I lost it all from embezzlement, I went out on my own with my child and very little money in my pocket, and I had to figure it out fast. So I started doing all the things, just trying to find cash, and it was hard to find customers. And then I raised my rates, and I'm like, I'm onto something here. And I just have always known that. So when I went into coaching, my
Mm.
coaching offer started high ticket. I
Yeah.
don't have a monthly, I don't have a continuity program, I don't have anything like that. It's just, this is my offer, this is who I serve, and this is what I charge. After 90 days with me, if you want to continue, then there's a monthly retainer. But until that point, and if I don't work for you, I'll give you your money back. I don't want your money, I want you to transform your life. So
Mm.
that's the other thing. On the
Mm.
end of it, I don't need your money. Even at the end of 90 days, you go, Jeff, I know it all worked, but I want my money back. I'm just going to give you a refund. If you
Wow. Wow.
haven't if it worked and you have integrity, you're never going to ask for one.
Yeah,
So,
so true. So true. And hopefully you're filtering well enough when you bring in clients that that's the case. You're
uh,
bringing in clients who have integrity.
well,
What does the retainer look like?
it's 10K for a 90-day sprint. So
10K for 90 days sprint.
yep. So my goal is to have you you're going to know the three things, one of three things within 90 days. You might not have it all figured out, but you're either going to be heading back toward your passion and get rid of all the BS that pulled you away from that, and finding
Mm.
out, making that work, and finding out how much money you really want to make with your business versus how much you really want to work. Or should I sell this thing off? There's something here. I just need to sell it, cut my losses, and find something that fills my passion cup again, where I can help people. Or I just need to close this thing down, take a deep breath, and then figure out my next chapter. So that,
Mm.
and most entrepreneurs get there. We want to hold on to our baby. We're holding on to it so long, and then eventually it's dead. We have a baby that's like really like never. It's not even really a baby anymore. It's just like a thing that we go to, and we're also in the motion of, oh, this is fun. I do this, and then I go home.
Mm.
That isn't passion anymore. That's, regret and dread. So, and a lot of people
Yeah,
get
and
there.
oh, for sure. Especially because, like you said, the excitement that you might have had when you first launched something, like inevitably in any endeavor, we have to eat a handful of shit sandwiches. And sometimes we get to the point where they're just not worth it anymore. And like you said,
Yep.
people hold on too long. So how were you or how are you um, finding new clients, bringing them into your world, getting them familiar with your work? What's your funnel look like?
It's really interesting you say that. So I'm an entrepreneur organization, which has nothing to do with my funnel, but it's the reason I find people. I know where people that are in that network hang out. So I just go hang out
Yeah.
with them, and that's where it's the easiest way to find people. And then I've been going live on TikTok, believe it or not, and there's people selling $500 candles on there. And the moment I saw that, I'm like, I'm my demo. I'm on here. Let me turn the camera around, hit go, and now I have morning coffee with Jeff every morning. And I think I've
Wow.
gotten 7 leads that have decent prospect, and one I think is going to pull the trigger. I've been doing it for like a month, like really
Oh my God.
seriously going live for a month.
Okay, it's really interesting that you say that because I had a mastermind call recently, the mastermind that I pay to be a part of, and someone got on and she was sharing something that'd been working for her, and multi-millionaire grew her entire following by going live on TikTok
Yep.
consistently. I'm like, wow,
Yep.
there's still something to that. That's so interesting.
I
Do
had
you know off
1,300
the top
people
of your
come
head?
through yesterday morning in 90 minutes. No, they didn't all stay, but 1,300 sets of eyeballs had an opportunity to listen to what I was talking about. And I have a banner.
Amazing. That's literally what I was about to ask you.
Yep. People know what their lives about within a half a second of popping in.
Amazing. Okay, Jeff, well, we got to make sure to put your TikTok on the show notes. So be sure and share that with me after the episode.
And
Okay, so say that again.
my website's is ready to launch too. We're just finishing it up. So it's all getting rebranded, and so yeah.
And another perfect reminder that like you don't need to have an up-to-date website to help people,
Go
to
messy.
sell services.
Sorry.
Yes,
Go
go messy.
messy. Just go all in on yourself and go messy. You got where you got because you went messy the first time. And you know what? The 200 random people that are going to see you go messy, it's okay. In the
I love it.
70th time you go messy, somebody might say, "Hey, I like what he or she has to say. I would like to engage in that." Or you either get that or the Delulu people, which those are fun to play with. I mean, to talk to too. Not, not, I didn't mean
What are
it to
some
come off
other
that way.
examples of you going messy and it paying
Oh,
off?
oh, my hemp business. I started a manufacturing company off of a PDF. I called the state and said, "What do I do now?" And they said, "Here, follow these rules, print this off," and I did. That's how I started manufacturing my product. Um,
Wow.
Started a computer business on a handshake at a funeral. Um, what else? I'm trying to think messy. I don't know. On the spot. That's three.
That's
Uh,
good.
I started my
I feel
coaching
like
business.
that's enough.
Okay, cool.
All right, so what's one of your favorite things about stepping into coaching, and also one of the things that you resist about the coaching industry?
So I resist the fake people, or the people that like it's easy to make money, or like the making money online coaches drive me absolutely insane. Sorry. They show sports cars and things that they probably don't even own themselves, and they show a lifestyle that most people will never attain or really, really want, because the amount of effort to actually have that, is outside most people's realm. Really is,
Yeah.
right? That's $400,000 supercars and the $6 million mansions, right? Um, and the other part of that was, what do I love about coaching is seeing the transformation, seeing the light come on, the aha moment, the oh, I am capable of fixing this. It's not the end of the world. My life's work isn't over, or whatever that is for that person, right? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the dance, what does that mean? Like for me, I started being an entrepreneur because I was widowed and I was not going to let my child be raised by somebody else.
Hmm.
And then, I'm not going to lie, my now wife helped me raise my teenage years child, now adult man, during his formidable years, and I sort of like trauma dumped him on her and stuff. Just being honest, because my business took off, and I really went, phew. I'm like, oh, here you go. Do not do that, folks. Anyway, so a
Hmm.
little coaching advice: do not dump your responsibilities off on your partner if you're growing your
Hmm.
business without lots of communication ahead of time. So, and
That's
that's the
beautiful.
other
I love
thing.
the vulnerability.
And that's the other thing about coaching. You have to be able to get vulnerable.
Yeah. And I often talk about how I love coaching people who are past versions of myself. And that could be a 10-year ago version, it could be 10 hours ago. But being able to say, like, hey, I get where you're at, and here's how I moved through it. Let's try that, see if it works for you. I'm curious what you studied to help become a better coach, if anything.
So I'm going to be really vulnerable. I didn't know what I didn't know, and I wanted to become a coach. So
Mm.
I'm not going to lie, I spent a lot of money on a coach to be a coach. And I'm going to put that in big air quotes. So I joined the
Yeah, yeah, totally.
program. I'm not going to name the person, I'm not even going to give the gender. And I'm in this program, and I'm on like the second module, and it's like spam people, pretty much telling me to just go out and do 20 random introductions every day on Facebook, this on LinkedIn, this on, and I'm like, I didn't sign up to learn how to be a coach to spam people. So I wrote
Mm.
that off as I paid a lot of money to learn not to spam people. Because
I have also learned expensive lessons.
so, and then, I watched other people in the coaching industry that I didn't like, and I'm like, I don't want to be like them. And I know I can help people. And so that really spurred me between I paid for coaching that didn't really work. And then I'm like, I can do this without doing any of this nonsense of all these other, and I want to steal another guy's term, misguided mentors. And there's a lot
Mm.
of them on the internet. And that's his term. He's even got there might even be a podcast named that. I don't know. But that term sticks with me, right? Because these people,
Yeah.
they're, in my opinion, they're misguided. Um, and they do,
What makes them misguided?
their tactics, fear-based, limited availability, be part of the big boys club, or big girls club, because they both on both sides of it. Certain coaches selling their sexuality, which is getting them the views and the likes. It's not what's up here or what they've done. And nothing against the Kardashians. They built an empire, but what did they really do to build the empire, right? So, and again, I'm not bashing those people because they got what they got. Good for them. But to each his own, right? So those are the kinds of people. And I don't want to name drop because You can
Yeah, yeah.
pick if it doesn't fit right with your psyche and your soul, don't do it. And if you that gut feeling is your soul telling you, hey, no, it doesn't always have to be up here. So listen to your gut too. It talks sometimes. So that'll help you save. It should save
Yeah.
you some grief, some money, and hopefully some friendships.
I definitely resonate with the concept of, just kind of soaking up the industry and seeing what resonates and what doesn't, and allowing both to dictate what it is that you create, and also to inspire you to innovate. And I'm loving this idea of like coffee with Jeff. I think it's super approachable. And I think that there are a lot of different variations of stuff like that that people could be doing, which really feel natural to them in terms of like starting to be visible and putting themselves out there, but not spamming LinkedIn, connections or whatever. So, in addition to EO and TikTok, is there anything else that you have on the horizon where you're like, I'm either doing this and it might turn into clients, or I'm doing it because I think it will definitely generate leads?
So I'm launching a podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be doing long form podcasting of my target market, which is the burnout executive and, and founder. And I'm ready to launch. My website is like 99% done. We just found some glitches, or I would be sharing it today. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping hopefully by Friday this will be resolved, or I don't know how long this podcast is going to be before it's published, but it should be live. So I'll update you with the link.
Sweet. December.
Um,
Yeah, you got
oh,
time.
I got plenty of time. It'll be launched by the end of November. So
Awesome.
that's what I'm doing to get more clients, and then I'm going to be going live on those social platforms, multi-streaming, the same thing like a coffee hour with Jeff, except for it's going to be very targeted at the burnout executive founder.
Mm.
Morning coffee with Jeff, and it's the no BS business coach. Hi, how you doing? Have you worked out today? When was the last time you meditated and did some breath work? Guess what? All this shit's free. So, and you have time because you don't want to walk her at 65 and you got some bad habits. So let's fix this stuff. And oh, by the way, I'm guilty of all of these things. My whole family fell apart. I ran a 10K this year. I ran a sub 35K. I was almost 300 pounds during COVID. You know, I
Love
decided to
it.
change my life to now want to help change other people's lives. And
Mm.
I'm simplifying myself to the point where I want time zone freedom. I sort of want what digital nomads have, except for now that
Oh,
my
yeah.
kids are adults, I want to be able to do that as a grandparent. So,
It's so funny
uh,
because you met me when I was a digital nomad.
I know it is funny, and I want to start doing burned out retreats for burnout executives. So,
Mm.
that's my upsell is going to be retreats once I get enough clients. So, and I know it'll
Yeah.
happen because once you're not burnt out anymore, what's next? You know, and then I introduce people to like EEO or the YPO networks for entrepreneurs because it's lonely at the top. It gets really lonely,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
doing
hi,
the
Kitty.
coaching thing, and oh, I have this is Simba. He will come into every one of my even my coffee sessions. Do you have somebody behind you too? I think on your
I have
shoulder.
Coda outside.
Oh, okay. I thought I seen something move behind you. Um,
Hopefully not.
hopefully not. Okay, phew, didn't mean to scare you. Uh, and no, he likes to get on my lap and tell me that he's mad at me when I don't let him up. But this
Cutie.
is I'm in my basement office. The lighting is sort of okay if you get some stick lights and you point them at the ceiling.
They're my
But
favorite. So, Jeff, I want to go back for a second to this like moment of I need to change my life around. I need to start exercising. I'm going to run a 10K. Like I've put on more weight than I want. Was there a specific moment when everything shifted?
yeah, so at the beginning of this year, I decided to get back on the health wagon. I floundered during COVID. I decided to break every bad habit plus six that I didn't realize I still didn't want to admit I had. my overzealousness for tipping my elbow in many different ways. Good food, good beer, wine, whiskey, you name it. If it was good in front of it, I was, because why not? You only live once, right? And then
Can relate.
I took my father-in-law to Ireland, and he's got Parkinson's. So we got him up to the top of Blarney Castle and all these things, but I watched him fall apart. I'm watching him fall apart, and he's progressed, right? We're supposed to go to Africa in May. I don't know if he's going to be capable of going to Africa in May. We got the trip planned, so we'll see. So that's what got me on the, like, I got to quit being sedentary. I got to get moving. I got to challenge myself. So I set myself up for a 5K every month for the whole month of 2020, or the whole year of 2025. And in October, I decided to run a 10K for the 10th month of the year with my son Alex. He ran his almost his race pace in high school for a 5K during a 10K, so winning. So me and him were doing hard things
Amazing.
together. And yeah, now I'm going to run number 11 at the Turkey Trot next 2 weeks or whatever it is. And, climb to the mountain.
You're inspiring me to start running again.
I hiked Mount Canista with my wife. I did Flatiron the day before by myself. A couple months ago on a work trip that she was on. So, I'm out there moving. I want to hike at 90. I have grandchildren. That's what that all of that inspired me to get off my butt and start moving. I still like all of the things that I liked before. I just realized that I can't eat them in the quantities and be as sedentary as I was. Plus, I'm getting older. So, and then things start hurting too as you get more seasoned. Who would have knew? So, yoga for the win.
So how did these physical shifts impact the business? I imagine that there's a correlation.
So not to get too woo-woo, and I don't know if you're into spirituality or any of that.
We can get woo here. Yep, bring it.
Okay. So I had a Reiki session. Me and my inner child cried it out. I think me and Yeshua met like in real time. I let go of a lot of stuff. My intuition that was already intuitive went super intuitive in some areas, which is driving me effing nuts. You have no idea what it's like to be able to tell somebody if they're pregnant or not by looking at them. Yeah, it's not good. And yeah, anyhow, it used to be a thing if I hugged you, I knew things. And I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize it until I was older, and then I started batting 100% and even detected a miscarriage. So I didn't realize it, and I didn't say anything, but my wife asked me a question after the meeting, and I said, yeah, it's a boy, but then I got a big black dot after that, and I said, I don't know what that means. And it was a miscarriage. So post my Reiki session, my intuition has went off the chart, and I'm doing breath work and meditation, and I'm doing a lot of inner child work, and it's been helping me grow as a human. You give up on religion in your 20s, you find it sort of again, but then you realize it's a control mechanism, and then and you deconstruct all that shit. And I think there's some more inner child shit that's got to come out, and some things that happened to me at a young age that I don't know what happened to me, but I know something happened to me because there's glimpses of I don't know, don't make senses.
Yeah.
Right? So, and your brain doesn't protect you unless there's a reason. So anyway, so all of that, and I have this need to help. I want to see people thrive. So I'm hoping to help a couple of entrepreneurs change their life. They got into business to change people's lives, or they just got lucky, or whatever. Right place, right time. That happens too. Keeping it going takes effort, though.
Yeah, for sure. How does your intuition impact your coaching?
Oh, my bullshit meter is good. I mean, you can't tell me anything at all without me knowing if it's true or not. So, I mean, I can't tell what the truth is, But I can, if you're not being honest with me, I can tell people, I tell them, hey, I don't think we're a good fit to work with each other. And some people get defensive, and I'm like, hey, you're not being truthful with me. There's something you're not being honest with me about. And I've called people out
Mm,
on it. And sometimes they break down and get honest,
yeah.
and sometimes you have to call them out and say, hey, listen, I know this shit sucks, and telling your vulnerabilities is hard. And maybe your best friend don't even know this. Maybe you wouldn't even tell your best friend. Hell, maybe you're ashamed to tell your best friend, but I'm not your best friend, and you need to tell me so we can get past it. So,
Yeah.
because
I think shame is one of the biggest blocks.
you know, we all mess up, we all make mistakes, we all say the wrong thing at the wrong time at least once in our lives, at least, sometimes with one of your best employees, just because you're having a bad day. It doesn't mean
Mm,
you're a bad human being, but you also have to work through it and own up to it and really own up to some things. Um,
yeah.
Even if it's 5 years later, pick up the phone. Hey, Mary, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I don't know if you remember, but on a Tuesday at 8 o'clock, my ass overloaded my mouth, and and it's been eating me up internally ever since. And I just had to let you know I'm sorry. You were
Mm,
amazing. Thank you. And some of that has to happen too to get beyond, you know. And even if you can't get a hold of them physically, sometimes writing it out or telling the universe. But attempting to get a hold of them is best.
it's
Hey,
beautiful.
just gotta own up. It's good for the soul. We're here to
I
create.
love hearing. Yeah. And it's so cool to hear that you've been on a very similar. I mean, I imagine a lot of people have spiritual journey. It's like I'm sensing that a lot of people are tapping into their gifts right now, and they're kind of like done with their own bullshit, and they're like, I know I have to step out and make a difference and help people, and whether that's becoming a coach or becoming a better partner, there's just I see it, and so I know there's a lot of opportunity for the type of work that you're going to do and that you are doing.
You know, life's short. It's not guaranteed, and we get stuck in the cycle of whatever that cycle is. And sometimes you ask yourself why, and the why becomes so powerful. You need something different, um,
Hmm.
because you can only work so many 18-hour days. And don't get me wrong, when you're an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, sometimes you need to. Sometimes that's just part of the game, right?
Yep.
Sometimes you make a bad decision, and sometimes it's a longer term part of the game. But you work through that, and you figure out how to make that not long term anymore or
Yeah.
normal. Unfortunately, for most entrepreneurs, it becomes their normal, or
Yeah.
they just don't want to give up on even the failing opportunity, right? They should have gave up on it 3 years ago, and they're still chasing it. And it's okay to let go. It's grieving. It's like the 7 stages of grief happen. It's just you built this thing from nothing, all this hard work and effort and energy, and then for whatever reason, whether it be government changes or life changes or people just change their wants, needs, and habits. Doesn't matter,
Yeah.
It it can happen overnight. I know I've witnessed it several times with different products that I've sold over the years. It's like can't keep it
Oh
on
my
the
gosh.
shelf, can't give it away. What? You know? It's just so it
Can I
happens.
ask what have you gained from being a part of EO? How has that impacted how you are as an entrepreneur and then now as a coach?
I've traveled the world, some with EO. I did an exploration trip right before COVID, and that opened my eyes to seeing other cultures. Uh,
Hmm.
Had I known what I know at 20, or if any 20-year-old hears this, go see the world. Go spend a
Hmm.
month, hop on a plane, go somewhere scary, and just go immerse yourself in the culture and just find out that the American way of life isn't the only way of life. It's a pretty cool way of life, but it's not the only way. And you can have a different kind of lifestyle if you really choose to. You don't have to live the box life that people are raised in the American lifestyle, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
There's more opportunity. See how people in Europe live, see how people in Asia live. It's different. And there's abundance there too. There's just like there's squalor here in the United States. You can go find it in any place. I was in a nightclub in Vietnam that was $400 US to get in Vietnam. So, you know, if that exists and
Whoa.
they're packed every night of the week in Vietnam and
What
Hanoi,
city?
Hanoi,
Oh, Hanoi.
so
Wow.
yeah.
I used to live in Vietnam.
Okay. So, we were there for an EO for opening up a chapter actually. That was part of the exploration was their chapter was opening. It was pretty cool. And it was the same qualifications in Vietnam as it is in the US. So, it's no different.
Wow.
And Cambodia has a chapter. So again, it just shows you that there's affluence in different parts of the world, and it's not what certain people think it is. And then what does EO do for me as
Yeah.
an entrepreneur? There's 18,000 people that are in my network. Me and my wife were in Paris. We had dinner with two people from EO Paris, one person from EO Japan, one person from EO Indianapolis. And the one from Indianapolis had her kids with her because she was on vacation. So, it
So,
was a great experience. And you get to meet all these amazing people. I'm on the WhatsApp list for all the hottest restaurants in Paris now, and they're all EOers that are on the list. So, you're going to Paris and you want a restaurant recommendation, I got 50 some that are good, right? Where do you get that?
so fun.
That's just one of the perks. But I'm also a phone call away from I'm stuck. What did you do in this
Hmm.
situation? And you get the ear of so many amazing people. They're willing to just give you their experience share without giving you advice. And that's the coolest
Yeah.
part about
Yeah.
EO.
Mhm.
That's what helps me with coaching is the forum the mindset, or they used to call it Gestalt mindset, is we give experience share. We don't give advice. We don't tell people what they should do. They say, hey, I was in a similar situation and this is what I did. What does Kim get
Yeah.
from
Love it.
what does Kim get from what I just said? That's up to Kim. What does Kim do with what I just said? That's up to Kim. I don't say, hey Kim, you shoulda, I don't should on you. So that's one of the things I also bring into my coaching is I don't should on people.
Yeah.
I give them experience shares. I might say some things like, hey, do you realize what you just said is like, you know, the definition of insanity because you've been doing the same thing for like 3 years and it hasn't changed, and you're just hoping if you do it one more month it's going to change. So I'm just asking if you're really ready to change doing what you've been doing. Just asking
Mm.
for a friend, you know. And so I do that sometimes, but I have a no BS approach to people. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm trying to get you
Mhm.
back out of your funk, your whatever you're in. I'm trying to get you to see that you're worthy, capable, amazing, and awesome again. But right now, life's got you so beat into a corner that you don't even know what's going on. You're probably shooting on your wife a lot instead of being a
Mm.
husband or a partner or spouse. Your kids are probably getting a half-assed version of you, if any. And let's fix all of that because there's more of
Yeah.
you than there is of your business and your family. And if that's your thing, needs you more than your business does. I mean, yeah, your business probably helps you eat, but at the same time, this is a one-time playthrough. This temporary meat suit will end up at the end of it in the same spot everybody else's does, and none of the trinkets matter. So,
Yeah.
that you got to point them toward what's the really important stuff. And that's what
I
got
love
me into.
experience. I've never heard that. I've never heard it phrased that way, but that I feel like that's so relevant to when you are kind of teetering between coaching and mentorship. Because mentorship comes, I think, with a lot more experience sharing. People are seeking really specific. They're seeking advice, and so without offering advice, it's like, what do you offer? Oh, well, here's what worked for me.
So in EO, you have to do $1 million in revenue to qualify for entrepreneurs organization, and we have an accelerator at 250. A little different structure. So if
Mm.
anybody listening is interested, Google entrepreneurs organization. If you qualify, please reach out to your local chapter. We'd love to have you.
Mm.
Sorry, plug. But
No,
forum,
please.
I'm the forum moderator for EOS Michigan right now, the chair. So forum is a group of 6 to 10 people where we get together every month, and as entrepreneurs, that's time consuming for half a day in person, and we talk about the worst five and the top 5% of our lives, our businesses, and we get deep. We experience, and then we
Mm.
experience share, right? So Kim goes deep on, boys suck this week, whatever, right? I'm just making something up, right? And then we all listen, and then I
Sounds about
go,
right.
well, and again, I'm not trying to man bash. I've just made something fun real quick. And then we all listen, and then we all experience share based on what Kim just said. I'd be like, well, I don't have an experience in that, but if I was the guy, this is how I would perceive that. And,
Mm.
so it's an experience
It's not
share
just
more
about
than
business. Love that.
it's, yeah. So, well, some forums are, some forums aren't. Some are all about business, some are all about personal and family, and some are all about friendship, more of a camaraderie type thing, and some are a blend of all
Hmm.
three. My forum is a mix of all of it. So I'm seeding a new forum. We're a growing chapter, so I'm helping grow the chapter in the forums. So it's fun,
Cool.
and it's
Yeah,
our
I've known a lot of people who have been a part of EA. I'm sorry, EO, and they love it. And I don't know that any of them have ever left.
some people do because they've either exited their business, or it just because it might not work for them, or they retired, right? Like one of our
Yeah.
forum mates was a forum mate for 6 years with me. He sold his business. He stayed on for another year, and then he's like, I'm retired. I was like, I love you guys, but I'm gonna I'm gonna go start something new. I'll come back when I
Yeah.
qualify again. That's what he said. And he's 70
I love
something,
that.
He's like, I'm retired. I'm gonna go start something new. I'll see you when I qualify again. Now it's him and his kids have a software business, and they all qualify again. But so his kids I'm trying to get them to join. Anyway,
So fun.
it's yeah, entrepreneurship's fun, and then trying to explain to people that money is infinite. That's the fun. That's the biggest thing that I even business owners that spend money. They're like they think they have to hold on to it. If you, it's like it's currency. It's got to flow. It's got to flow
Mm.
the right way, though. And you have to have flowing assets, but it still has to flow. If I hold on to all my money, I become Scrooge McDuck, and then
Yep.
I just have a pile full of money, and I die miserable and lonely with a pile full of money. Um, and I don't want to be that guy. I want to see the world and share my. I'm about experience in the world and living through experiences. So for all my family, me and my kids travel. We don't do presents anymore. It's all about experiences.
Yeah, I love that.
Even if it's going to the kids museum with your granddaughter, you know, the little things in
So
life.
sweet.
Yeah, yeah, she's
Yeah, I
yeah.
tell my friends all the time, I love investing in other people's businesses. Like, I love paying people for their services because I know there's plenty more coming to me, and it's also really rewarding to put energy into their creations and get to receive their epic services and their products. So I love the
But
currency concept.
that's the way it works. That's why it's called currency. It's one of the reasons why that's one of the names for it. It's not money anymore. They got rid of that in the 70s. So
Love it.
um,
Love it.
it
Jeff,
became
tell me before we wind down, what is one thing that you wish you had known when you were first starting your coaching business that you want to share with our audience?
I wish I would have known.
Mhm.
You're going to get more rejection from people that you think love you when you tell them that you're going to start something crazier than the entrepreneurship journey you already had.
Oh,
Um,
I love it.
and I'm
But do it
guilty of
anyway.
the, and I'm guilty of this, and I take it as a badge of honor because I realized it was my own fault power. I used to say that coaches are just bad entrepreneurs and that they need to help other people. And then I realized, no, coaches are really good at helping broken entrepreneurs do great things. because they've been broken before. So
Love that. Tweetable.
you can tweet that all you
Tell
want.
us.
Is
Yeah, hashtag Jeff Gallagher.
is it called tweet?
I think it's
Anyway,
still called tweet. I don't know. Maybe not because it's not Twitter.
anyway.
Tell us where we can go find this brand shiny new website and your TikTok for people who want to come listen to Coffee with Jeff.
Yes, so my personal TikTok and all my socials is at Jeff Gallagher Life, and my website that is officially launched by the time this podcast airs, I hope, is burnout.ceo. So that is it, and all
Beautiful.
of my socials are Burnout CEO. So it all matches. I'll be launching the podcast, I'm hoping by December. So we'll be launching our first week podcast, and eventually we'll be having some success stories on there too. So
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Jeff. It's really cool to see where life has taken you, not just in business, but also in health and relationships, and you seem to be thriving. So that makes me really happy.
well, thank you, Kim, and I appreciate having the opportunity to come on and talk to your audience, and hopefully I inspire somebody to be a coach or to get outside their comfort zone, add another zero maybe to their offer, realize they're worth more than they're offering themselves, their self-worth. Go look in the mirror, take a deep breath, go, I am worthy, I am enough, and I'm going to go make $100,000 worth of difference in somebody's life today, so I'm going to go charge them $10K. Let's go. And
Love it.
be okay with that. Because at the end of the day, that it's about transformation, and if you truly provide an awesome transformation, the people that you're going to help, that's the goal. It isn't about the money, but people that don't pay attention. So it's a double-edged sword, and you also will find a quality and caliber of client that is 10x better than the coupon chaser. I've been on that end of it for retail. Just been there, so
yeah,
it works for
I really like
all
saying,
businesses.
They don't pay attention. Yeah, sometimes my lowest tiered customers want the most attention from me, and not in the best way, not in the most serving way.
Yeah. So Kim, can I give you a coach? I'm gonna shoot on you now. You ready? You should double your prices. You should double your prices today. On all your tiers.
I love it.
Today.
I love
promise you, you're gonna lose a few, but you're gonna gain. And by the way, keep them in their continuity. Don't double the continuity. But going forward, I promise you, you're gonna get less new people, but you're gonna get better people. And not saying that the people that can't afford it give away. Oh, and by the way, on the other side, give it all away for free. I'm gonna give everything away on my podcast.
Why not double continuity?
Yeah. No, I meant the current people. I'm talking going forward.
Yeah.
But double your prices because you're worth it. I know people that charge $250,000 for 4 hours of their time, and they get it. And I'm like,
totally.
Really? And then I'm like, wait, if you came into my business and did even half that, yeah, I'll write you a check. You know what I mean? So it's about the outcome sometimes, as much as the effort. You have to see what the value of the advice is too. So
yeah,
I promise you,
beautiful.
You're gonna do great, Kim. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything you're doing. And
thanks, Jeff.
Thanks for inviting me on.
You. It's so nice to connect. It's so nice.
Yeah, you too.
We'll let you know when the episode's live, and for everyone listening, go check out the show notes so you can see how to get more of Jeff and find out all about EO. And we have a couple more episodes this season, so thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode with Jeff Gallagher. Again, if you want any details about the information that we shared in today's show, go follow Jeff on TikTok, go check out the Entrepreneur Organization, and head over to theprofitablecoach.com/082 for all the information on those resources. We have just one more episode in this season with Josephina Bashau, so be sure to tune in a couple weeks before the end of 2025. And thank you so much for being on this journey. as a profitable coach.